Hello and welcome, everyone. We're in class 9 of a 12-week series for support in women's health. So, what we've done over the past 8 weeks is created a really nice structure, really great foundation, a lot of familiarity so that we can really explore depth in our practice. But today we're going to start adding a few new elements. We're going to change up the structure a little bit, and the invitation is to just have fun and enjoy the adventure. And I think that's such a beautiful lesson for us women as well. Is I know we tend to be a little bit dynamic and creative by nature, but if that's not supported by a good foundation, a good routine, good structure, it can be challenging. It can be like a blessing and a curse. And so, what I really wanted us to kind of explore and embody was having a good foundation, having structure, feeling really familiar and routined in our practice, so that when we do go and add more free flowing type elements, you're coming from a place of being really rooted within yourself, grounded in your body. And yeah, it's just a great way to harness that beautiful energy, creative energy. So let's get started. So we're going to practice a mudra today, Apana mudra. And Apana Vayu is the downward flowing prana or energy, very much associated with reproductive health and menstruation, birth giving, evacuation, all those things. Also related to creative energy. So if it's blocked, sometimes we can be blocked in a creative level as well. So to help with that pranic flow of Apana Vayu, we'll bring the middle finger, the ring finger, and the thumb together on both hands, and rest the backs of your hands on your knees. Dropping your shoulders down away from your ears. And grounding down through your hips and legs. And lifting up through your spine. Softening into your face and belly. And settling into the natural rhythm of your breath. Letting go of your external environment and allowing the day to fade away as you really come into the present moment, becoming present in your body. And bringing your awareness to your breath. Starting to deepen your breath already, inhaling and exhaling, filling your lungs and emptying them completely. And you can continue breathing in the same way, but if you'd like to go into a pranayama technique with me, we're going to extend our exhalation, just helping us to ground and really tap into our parasympathetic nervous system, get into a nice relaxed state. All right, so we'll inhale for the count of 4. Exhale for the count of 4. Inhaling for 4. Exhale for 4. Inhaling for 4. Exhale for 5. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 5. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 6. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 6. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 7. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 7. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. Two more. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. Last one. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. And still holding Apana Mudra as you come back to a relaxed state of breathing. Now we'll move into 5 rounds of Gauranga breathing. So silently drawing the mantra Gauranga into our mind as we inhale and exhaling to say the sound out loud for the entire length of our exhalation. So let's exhale completely. Take a breath in. Gauranga. Inhale. Gauranga. Inhale. Gauranga. Inhale. Gauranga. Last time, inhale. Gauranga. Coming back to your regular breathing pattern once more. Slowly releasing the mudra and opening your eyes. And we'll come down and start our asana practice on our back. And you'll need a belt or a scarf, anything similar for this first series. Laying down on your back. And fold your belt in half, taking the belt around the sole of your foot, one side of the belt in each hand, and have your supporting foot on the floor. So I'm starting with my left foot on the floor, right leg in the air. And holding the belt, moving with your breath, drawing in and releasing back out. Drawing in until you feel a gentle stretch and release back out. Now this time drawing the leg in and holding the leg in, holding the stretch. Shoulders down away from your ears. And if you feel it's available to you, you can straighten out through the left leg, flexing your toes back toward you. And from here, release the leg back to center, taking hold of your belt in your right hand. And we're going to take the leg out to the side. I'm just going to move over on my mat a little. I'm going to have to take my leg quite high because I have limited space. Taking your leg out to the side, and you might like to keep holding your belt, or if you can hold your foot or your big toe, you can release the belt and take hold of your foot. And the belt is there to help you draw against your foot, creating a little bit of tension, helping to hold the leg up, and allowing you to control the depth of the stretch. And now drawing against your belt as you lift your leg back to center. And now we'll take the leg across the body. So holding your belt in your left hand, and I like to take my right thumb and take it right into the hip crease and just lift the flesh of the thigh away from the hip. And that gives you a little bit more space to move. And taking your leg across, and again, holding against the belt to help you suspend your leg in the air. So if you go directly across your body, it might feel quite intense quite quickly, or you can lower the leg and it shifts where the stretch occurs. So I'll leave it up to you to explore what feels most appropriate for you for today. And raise the leg back to center. And holding each side of the belt in one hand, one side of the belt in each hand, drawing your leg in. One last big stretch. And now releasing the belt, putting it out to the left side so it's ready to go for the next side, and then bending through the knee to go into what feels like a half happy baby. So you're holding the sole of your foot, and your thigh is moving down along the side of your body, knee moving down toward the floor. Gently pressing down through the sole of the foot so that your knee is working down, your hips are stretching. And then sending that foot up into the air, straightening out through the leg, and lowering the leg down slowly, slowly. Release, take a breath between sides. And changing to the other side. Looping the belt around the left sole of your foot, taking hold of your belt in both hands, bringing the right foot to the floor with your knee bent to begin, and moving with your breath. Inhale and then exhale to draw in and release. Seeing if you can come back to some of those nice slow exhales from the beginning of our practice. And one more time, holding the leg in. Maybe straightening out through your supporting leg. And release back to center, holding your belt in your left hand. And then lowering your leg out to the side, drawing against the belt to help you control the movement. Maybe releasing the belt and reaching for your foot or your toe. And keeping that right leg nice and active. So you're either pressing down into the sole of your foot, or if your leg is straight, flexing your toes back toward you. And raise the leg back to center. Taking your belt around the sole of your foot. Drawing in for a moment. A little stretch. And then release. Bending your knee down toward your armpit. Thigh sliding down along your side body and holding onto your foot. Drawing the knee down, pressing down into the sole of the foot. Oops, I forgot one side. That rarely happens that I forget the other side. We'll get there. We'll go back. And taking the leg up. Hooking the belt around the sole of your foot. And taking your belt in your right hand, taking it across your body. Maybe the thumb moving into the hip crease to help just move away some of the flesh of the thigh. Breathing as you hold. And release, coming back to center. Releasing your belt, setting your belt aside, and then lowering your leg down to the floor nice and slowly. And relaxing both legs. Noticing how your hips feel and feeling that beautiful rush of prana up your leg. And now, bending through the knees, hugging your knees into your chest briefly, and then rocking yourself up to sit, or just rolling over onto your side and pressing yourself up onto all fours, however you get there. Coming onto all fours with your shoulders stacked above your wrists and hips stacked above your knees. Moving into some nice fluid cat-cows, so really focusing on coordinating your movement with your breath. Inhaling to tilt the pelvis forward, looking forward, drawing your heart center forward. And exhaling, tucking the tailbone, rounding through your spine, chin in toward your chest. Inhaling and just moving in your own breath rhythm. Exhaling to round. Continuing on for about another 3 cycles. Making sure you finish the complete cycle, and then finding your way back to a neutral spine. Raising the right leg up, coming into bird dog. Keeping the right hip rolling down as you raise the leg, pressing down into your palms, holding here. And then exhale, drawing the knee down and up toward your chest, pressing the floor away. Inhale, raising the leg. Exhale, bringing the knee down and through. One more time, inhale. Exhale. And inhale, sending the leg back, adding a little extra strengthening, raising the left arm up, so opposite arm to leg. Then exhale, bringing the elbow and the knee in toward each other. Inhale, extend and reach. Exhale, drawing in. One more time, inhale. Exhale. And release. Take a breath between sides. Inhaling as you raise the left leg, keeping the left hip rolling down, holding here for 3 breaths. Pressing down into your palms and lower shin. Now inhale, lengthen, and exhale, drawing the knee in, rounding through your chest. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And taking the leg back, raising the opposite arm up, right arm and left leg, and exhaling, elbow and the knee in toward each other. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Inhale, last one. Exhale. And hand and knee to the floor. Let's take a little child's pose. Taking your knees wide, reaching forward into your hands, forehead resting on the floor, letting your hips be heavy against your heels. pressing yourself up. Coming back up onto all fours. Inhaling, raising the right arm. And exhale, taking the arm down and through, coming into thread the needle. Resting your cheek on the floor. Lifting back into your sitting bones as you soften down into your shoulder. And then floating the left arm up and taking your hand to your sacrum or tucked in front of your right thigh. And another option here is to extend the left leg out, trying to press your foot to the floor. Maybe exploring creeping the toes up to the fingertips and pressing back into your hips. Good. Slowly release the leg. Unravel, coming back onto all fours. And we'll go straight over to the other side. I'm just going to whip around because I've got the wall there. Inhale, lifting the left arm up, and exhale, taking the arm down and through. Settling in and then floating the top arm up, placing it on your sacrum or in front of your thigh. Drawing the top shoulder back and maybe exploring extending the leg out. Reaching for the toes or just pressing your foot to the floor. Good. And release. Bringing both hands to the floor. Carefully unravel, coming back to sit on your heels. And take a breath. Nice. All right, moving through our lunge series now. So if you'd like to have your blocks handy, please have them ready to go at the front of your mat to have them under your hands as needed. So stepping your right foot forward and either hands to the blocks for a bit of support or taking them to rest on top of your thigh. Settling into the stretch. Just a couple of breaths here. Then inhaling. If you'd like to take it further, raising your arms up, reaching up into your fingertips as your hips move down. Your ribs are lifting up out of your waistline. And exhaling, hands to the floor. Going back into a half split very briefly, just sending your hips back, straightening out through your front leg, flexing your toes toward you as you fold over your front leg, and rocking your hips forward again, walking your right foot to the outer edge of your mat, bringing both hands to the floor. Finding yourself in a diagonal lizard-style lunge. Blocks are always available to you under your hands if that provides a nice bit of support. And further option is to come down onto your left forearm, bringing your right hand to rest on top of your right knee and turning to look over your right shoulder. So you're bringing a little bit of a twist into the pose, going into a deep hip stretch and then opening up through the chest, spiraling through the back. And one more breath here. And release, bringing both hands to the floor. Stepping your right foot back. Take a little extended child's pose very briefly. And rise up to step the left foot forward. Hands on blocks or bringing them to rest on your front thigh. Taking your time to breathe, relax into your hips. Option to raise your arms up. Lifting out of your lower back area. And exhaling. Lowering your hands to the floor, rocking your hips back, straightening out through the front leg. Flexing your toes back toward you as you fold over the front leg. And then drawing the hips forward, walking the left foot out to the outer edge of the mat. Both hands come to the floor under the shoulders. Settling into this nice diagonal stretch. Option to go a little deeper, right forearm to the floor, left hand to the left knee, turning to look over your left shoulder. Breathing. And slowly release. Both hands come to the floor. Tuck your back toes under. We're going to step back through downward dog, only to paddle out through the heels, lifting and lowering, alternating from side to side. And then walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Finding yourself at the top of the mat in mountain pose, getting ready for 3 rounds of sun salutations, going at your own pace. Grounding down through your feet, reaching into the crown of your head, inhaling as you raise your arms up. Exhaling as you fold forward, hands to the floor, maybe bending through the knees. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, jumping or stepping back into plank. Elbows in as you lower down, maybe knees to the floor. Inhaling through cobra, taking it nice and slow for our first back bend. And then exhaling, knees to the floor, lifting through the belly, driving the hips, coming back into downward dog, holding here for 3 full breaths. And when you've exhaled completely on that 3rd breath, in that space between the exhalation and the inhalation, walk or jump your feet forward. And then inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhaling, rise all the way up to standing, hands come together, looking to your thumbs. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Let's keep going. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, jump or step back into plank. Lower down. Inhaling, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Hold for 3 breaths. Good. And 3, exhale completely, jumping or stepping your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, arms by sides. Last round, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, jump or step back. Lower down. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Settling into your breath. Exhale completely, jump or step your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, arms by your sides. Take a breath. Noticing how your body feels after the rounds of sun salutations. And then stepping your feet hip distance apart. Folding forward, starting with bent knees, laying your belly over your thighs. Just going into a gentle forward fold. Maybe you want to take blocks under your hands, either sideways or tall. And we'll move through some dynamic movements, but allow them to be kind of intuitive. So you might have sometimes bent knees, sometimes straight legs. Maybe you exaggerate curling in. Maybe you really want to exaggerate a bit of time with a long spine, pressing down into your blocks or hands to the floor. Just giving yourself about 5 breaths to really cycle through, inhaling to lift and lengthen, and exhaling to fold forward. Moving with your own breath rhythm. Let's do one more. Inhale to lift. Exhale. And cradling your elbows in your hands, hanging forward. And this can be as passive or as active as you like. So if you just want to soften through your knees and hang forward, letting everything just flow forward, decompressing your spine, just hang here. Or a more active version, straightening your legs, pressing down into the soles of your feet, and actively drawing your upper body down toward the floor and in toward your legs. And then release. Lowering your hands to the floor. Bend through your knees. Then hands to your hips, pressing yourself up to standing. Giving yourself a couple of breaths here to let everything balance out after being inverted. It's like a little bit of a sign of jet lag. When you've been inverted for so long, you come up and you're like, oh, where am I? When am I? Okay, moving through chair. So still standing at the top of your mat, bringing your feet together now. We're going to go through chair pose, bending the knees, raising your arms up. Setting yourself up in the pose first, and then exhale, bringing your hands to your chest in prayer position, revolving around to the right by bringing your left elbow to the outside of your right knee, pressing your palms together and turning to look over your right shoulder. Good. Now inhale, coming up all the way up to standing with your palms still pressing together. Then exhaling down through chair and over to the left, bringing the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Press the palms together. Now you can repeat that, or inhale, invitation for the adventure. Exhaling, coming back over to the right, so left elbow to the right knee. And lifting the left toes up off the floor, making sure you have the balance first, stepping the left toes back, finding yourself in a revolved high lunge. Turning to look over your shoulder, lengthening into your back heel, or dropping the back knee down for more stability, squeezing through the hips. Okay, now revolve forward, stepping the left foot forward. Let's rest our legs by inhale, nice big overhead reach in mountain, and then exhaling over to the left side. Right elbow to left knee, setting yourself up, and then starting to raise the right toes off the floor, reaching the right toes back, high lunge, squeeze through the hips, turning to look over your shoulder, pressing down through the front foot and lengthening through that back heel. And then revolving to the front, stepping your foot forward. Take a big reach and exhale, arms down by your sides. And take a breath. Beautiful. Now take a big sweeping step. We will take our legs out wide, turning our toes out, bending the knees to come into goddess pose. Good. Bring your palms together, holding this position, grounding down through your feet, knees stacked above your ankles, navel drawing in and lift through your spine, nice and open through your heart center and chest, feeling your legs strengthening. But as you press down into your feet, your legs and thighs are switched on. See if you can really lift and draw some of that weight distribution up through your upper body. All right, and then we'll take our left forearm down to our left thigh, reaching up and over with the right arm. Good. And over to the other side. Right arm, right forearm to the right thigh, reaching the left arm up and over. Good. Coming back to center and straightening out through your legs. Take a breath. Now turning your toes in and folding forward, hands to your hips, long through your spine. And then lower your hands to the floor, maybe the crown of your head to the floor. Walking your hands underneath your body, drawing your torso in toward that space between your legs. Adjusting the stance as needed, so you might need to walk your feet out a little, but do try to bring your big toes in so that the outer edges of your feet run parallel to the ends of the mat. And lift your sitting bones. Pressing down into your palms, walking your hands forward. Coming into a half lift. Softly bend through your knees, bringing your hands to your hips and press up. Good. Heel toe your feet back together. Bringing your heels under your hips and your toes out, and we'll carefully lower down into garland. Making our way down to the floor now. All right, palms come together. Elbows actively working to the insides of the knees so that you're opening up through the groin and hips. Good. And carefully lower your hips to the floor, gracefully. Bring the soles of your feet together. And just make sure you got your block handy. We're gonna lay back over our block, so just place it wherever it's going to be handy for you to recline into a reclined butterfly very shortly. Lifting nice and tall, holding your feet, and then folding forward, dropping your elbows to the insides of your legs, gently pressing your knees down toward the floor. And lifting up. So you guys can lay back where you are. Option to just lay back, no block, and go into a supine butterfly, Supta Baddha Konasana. Or if you'd like to work into opening up through the thoracic area and the chest, we'll lay back onto our forearms, carefully laying yourself back over your spine so that the long edge of your block is running down your thoracic spine, so in between your shoulder blades. But there's usually a bit of a sweet spot, so if it's down too low, it feels like it's jutting up into your spine. If it's up too high, it feels like it makes you feel a bit restricted through the upper back. So it's up to you to kind of do a bit of exploration to find that nice comfortable position. And once you've found it, then allowing yourself to surrender back over the block. I need to go up a bit. There we go. And carefully take your head back, resting your head on the floor, heart wide open, breathing as you relax over the block, allowing your hips to soften and open. We'll stay here for about another 5 or 6 breaths, so really just taking your time with each breath. I think we could stay here for another minute or so, but we'll just take one more breath here. And to come up off the block, bring your forearms to the floor. Start to lift your head. Slide your forearms back and slide the block out. There we go. Good. And lower your back to the floor. Let's just take a couple of breaths here, still in reclined butterfly position, just giving your spine a bit of time to soften and relax. And taking your hands under your thighs and bringing your knees together and then drawing your legs in. So I'll just move the blocks away. And now hugging your knees in, lifting your head, drawing your forehead in toward your knees as you lengthen your tailbone down toward the floor. So earlier we were talking about Apana Vayu and that downward energy flow. This is a really nice pose for that, supporting that downward flow. And then release. Holding your knees, making circles with your knees, taking them round and round. Good, and change directions. Come back to center, circling your knees away from each other, making big circles with your knees, feeling that nice massage through your hip joints and your sacrum. And change directions. Beautiful. Holding your knees in and placing both feet on the floor. Then take your right ankle and place it on top of your left thigh, interlocking your hands behind your left thigh. Drawing your legs in as you use your right elbow to press your knee away until you feel a nice stretch through that right hip. And just taking it nice and easy, gradually drawing the legs in closer as your hip starts to yield. And release. Foot to the floor, right foot to the floor. And then taking your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Interlocking your hands behind your right thigh as you use that left elbow to press the left knee away. Drawing your legs in nice and slowly. Feeling that nice gentle stretch. And then gradually increasing the stretch by drawing your legs in. And release. Bringing both feet to the floor. And one final technique before we come into Yoga Nidra and Shavasana. Raising your feet up the floor and keeping your knees together, flexing your feet. So you're gluing your knees together. And we'll take our arms out at shoulder height, rocking your knees from side to side, starting with small movements and gradually moving into larger movements. So this is really good for, we're going to move into a full spinal twist in a moment, but this is really good for our hips and our pelvis and that reproductive area. So when you feel ready, You're going to take the knees all the way over to one side, but it can be quite strong. If you really work on trying to keep the knees together and not allowing them to slip apart, you'll notice it can get quite strong on your spine. So allowing that right shoulder, opposite shoulder to come up off the floor. And focusing on keeping the feet, the knees together, and then just gently pressing the shoulder down toward the floor in the opposite direction. Navel drawing in as you raise your knees back to center and taking them over to the other side. Knees and feet stay together. And then gradually drawing that left shoulder down toward the floor. And release. Navel drawing in, bring your knees back to center. Giving them a gentle hug. And lower your feet to the floor. Straightening out your legs. Coming into Shavasana. Before you grab any props or anything, just take a couple of breaths here. Allowing your body to settle. Noticing how your mind and body feel after your practice. And now making yourself comfortable for relaxation. So if you'd like to take any props, like a bolster under your knees or a cushion under your head, please go ahead and do so. And if you'd like to continue practicing Apana Mudra, you can bring your thumb back in contact with your middle finger and your ring finger. So if you're laying on your mat, you could just have that light touch there to support your subtle energy. Just really taking this time to ground through the entire back of your body. Feeling the front of your body to be nice and light. And just giving yourself some space to not only assimilate what we've just practiced, but assimilating the day, digesting your thoughts, the happenings of the day. Feeling your whole body getting heavier and heavier. And now we'll move through a guided relaxation, relaxing each body part as I mention it, and also allowing your mind and thoughts to rest. Trying to cultivate that nice state of being deeply relaxed but still conscious. And taking your awareness all the way down to your feet, relaxing your toes, the soles of your feet, and your heels. Relax your ankles, feeling your shin bones to be heavy. Softening into your calf muscles, your knees, and your thighs. Relaxing your hips, softening into your pelvis and feeling your whole abdominal region to be nice and relaxed. Relaxing into your chest and lungs. And softening into your heart. Relax your shoulders. And relax your arms. Your upper arms, elbows, and forearms. Relaxing your wrists and hands. And gently moving your awareness to your lower back. Releasing through your sacrum, your lower back, your middle back, your upper back, and your neck. Your head is getting heavier and heavier as it rests against the floor. Your eyes are relaxed. Your jaw is soft. Your mouth is relaxed with your lips softly touching. Your entire body is heavy and relaxed. You feel safe and warm. Nothing else to do and nowhere else to be. Just allowing yourself to really let go over the next couple of minutes. Resting in silence, in gentle, conscious awareness. Now coming back into awareness of your breath. Without changing your breath, just noticing the sensation of breathing in through your nose and feeling your lungs fill and your chest rise. And then the chest falls as you empty the lungs, exhaling. And we'll take 5 rounds of Gauranga breathing, saying this beautiful mantra just audible enough that you can hear it. So just a nice soft exhalation and repetition of the mantra, going in your own time. Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. One more time. Gauranga. Now taking your time to feel into your body by wriggling your fingers and toes. And start to very slowly and gently rock your head from side to side. Begin to stretch out into your limbs. Just like you're getting up out of bed in the morning. And then rolling over onto your side and placing your hands underneath your cheek like a little pillow, resting for a few breaths. Now pressing yourself up to sit in a comfortable seated position. And if you are still, or were still holding Apana Mudra, releasing your hands. We'll bring our hands into Anjali Mudra now, in prayer position in front of our heart. Closing our practice by bowing our heads to offer our respects to each other. And bowing our heads to offer our respects to the Supreme Soul. Namaste.